All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're looking at something really cool for all you B4X developers out there. It's called B4XDaisyKbd, and it's a brand new component that makes it super easy to build these slick, modern keyboard elements inspired by the DaisyUI framework. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a spot where you needed to show keyboard keys in your app? For things like tutorials, showing shortcut commands, or maybe even building a whole on-screen keyboard? It sounds simple, but getting it to look clean and professional, well, that can be a real pain. Well, that is exactly the problem this component is here to solve. And its real superpower is just how flexible it is. I mean, you can start with something as tiny as a single letter and then scale that all the way up to a complete, fully functional keyboard layout. It's this idea of building big things from small, simple pieces that we're going to unpack today. So, how do we actually do that? How do you get from nothing to a full keyboard? Well, like any great system, it all starts with the most fundamental piece. Let's talk about that basic building block, your very first key. Every single layout you can dream up starts with just one of these, a single instance of the B4X DaisyKbd component. The best way to think about it is like a UI Lego brick. It's designed for one job, and it does it perfectly. What you're seeing here is the absolute simplest example you can make, just one key showing the letter K. And check this out, the code to make it is just as simple. You just create a new instance, you set its text property to K, and that's it, you're done. It even comes with a smart default size, MD for medium, so you can get something on screen instantly. I mean, how easy is that? Okay, so a basic key is great, but of course, one size definitely doesn't fit all. The real magic happens when you start customizing. So now let's dive into how you can easily tweak the size, the shape, and even the spacing of your keys to get the exact look you're going for. Just look at the difference a single property makes here. The size property gives you total control over the scale. This is so important, right? You might want a really small, compact key for a desktop UI, but then you'd want a large, touch-friendly one for a mobile app. It's a really simple way to control the whole feel of the key. And you've got this whole range of sizes to play with. Now, the key thing here is you're not messing with pixel values. Instead, you use these simple, easy-to-remember names called tokens. You just pick the one you need. This whole approach makes your styling so much cleaner and way easier to manage down the road. But it's not just about size. You can completely change the shape, the whole vibe of the key. Just use the rounded property. You can go for that sharp 90-degree corner look with rounded none, or get this super modern, smooth pill shape with rounded full. It's an instant visual upgrade, all with just one line of code. And this whole idea of using tokens, it extends to things like padding and margin too. If you've ever touched modern web development with frameworks like Tailwind CSS, this is going to feel very familiar. Instead of guessing pixel values, you just use simple names. The big takeaway is you're getting a modern, web-style development experience right inside B4X. Okay, so we've totally nailed how to style a single key. Now for the really fun part, putting them all together. Let's see how we can take these individual bricks and start building some really useful and complex keyboard layouts. One of the coolest things is that these keys don't have to live in a grid by themselves. You can pop them right into your sentences. So instead of just writing press F, you can actually show the F key. It just makes your instructions so much clearer and looks way more polished. And what about showing keyboard shortcuts? It's just as easy. It's exactly what you'd think it is. You just lay things out one after another. You create a key for control, add a simple plus label, create another key for shift, and so on. It's a really simple additive way to build things. Once you get that concept, building out a whole row of keys is a piece of cake. Here, we're just laying out several of our styled keys right next to each other to create that classic function key row. It's the same logic, just repeated. And if you peek at the code for any one of these keys, like the Cmd key here, does it look familiar? It should. It's the exact same simple pattern we used for our very first key. That consistency is what makes this component so easy to work with, even when your layouts get bigger. So if you can build one key and you can build a row of keys, you know what that means, right? It means you can build a full-blown keyboard. This right here is the ultimate payoff of this whole component-based idea. You're building something that looks really complex out of incredibly simple, repeatable parts. And hey, you're not just stuck with standard QWERTY layouts. Because you have total control over where you put these keys, you can create any custom layout you need. Need a set of arrow keys? No problem. It just shows how flexible this whole system really is. Okay, this is all really cool, but let's take a step back for a second. Why does this really matter for you as a B4X developer? Let's quickly wrap up why this is such a powerful tool to have in your back pocket. So here's the bottom line. You get this awesome, modern styling right out of the box with zero effort. The code to use is super simple and intuitive. You have the flexibility to build literally any layout you can think of. You're using a modern, token-based design system that's just faster to work with. And maybe best of all, it's really lightweight and a breeze to add to any project. So there you have it, a quick tour of B4XDaisyKbd. It's a seriously powerful new tool for your B4X toolkit that'll help you create some incredibly polished UIs. And that just leaves us with one last question to think about. What keyboard-driven interface are you going to build first? I can't wait to see what you all come up with. Thanks for watching.